Is it easy or difficult to hold people in the business? To retain people? You understand? Hold, retain. Is it easy or difficult? Huh? How many of you say it is easy? Nobody. Okay, so for everybody it is difficult. Do you know why? Do you know why it is difficult for you? No? Guess. Guess. Give me some answers. Why is it difficult?
Mindsets so different because the people they don't understand the power.
Okay, people don't understand the power, their mindset,
Whole mindset different.
their mindset, different people, different mindset. Okay, what else? Negativities all around. Okay. There is mainly one reason. I would say there is one and only one reason, mainly one reason, why it is difficult for you to hold people. Okay, do you know what it is? It is not able to get results for them. You know, our inability to get results for those people. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, if you are not able, if you bring people into the business and you are not able to get results for them, how long do you think they will stay in the business? Not very long. Right? And then we try all kinds of different methods to hold them in the business. Yes or no? What and all do we try? We try to train them, we try to change their mindset, you try to do dance in front of them, you try to entertain them, you know, you give energized water, all kinds of things. But what's over? Okay. So I want to hear from a few of you as to what you remember from that training. Okay? Okay, who wants to? You can talk in Sinhala, no problem. Sinhala, Hindi, all French, Italian, all okay. Okay, so Sagara will give you the mic.
Regarding the activation machine, the new PA, within 7 days, how we get to sign up to them. To under that, what are the activities we need to do immediately? So first of all, we have to do the within 24 hours meeting number 1, and the outcome that is we have to select 5 and give presentation to the new PA, and however we have to get them to sign up to the new PA.
Okay, so it was how to activate a new BA in 7 days. Okay.
And after that, another 2, we have to do a same activity
Okay.
on the same scenario. That new BA need to the duplicate.
Okay. What else do you remember?
Duplicate. The new BA need to the listen the presentations and record and everything need to play. Now that they need to be a activation machine.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Who else? Yes.
I remember always our mind is getting thoughts. It's more than one day, more than 60,000 thoughts is coming. So that thoughts we have become habit. So we have to calculate which thought is coming mostly and we wrote some negative thoughts and positive thoughts. So then only our minds calculating and which part to go and negatives or positive. So that is very important for me, and I have to always to think positive thoughts, and also it's an activation machine. So I am thinking always how to become activation machine and how to follow my team with activation machine, and also do within 7 days how to get the activation machine to get results. So always our focus to be there to get that results. So that points I very well I remember, and also my weakness and how do I implement to get the results. And my weakness I found I have to give the answer to get it's not lie. So if I give some targets, I have to give it's a something I have to give it's a good answer. So it's not like making a lie always. So I have remember that points very well. So that's I am struggling for that how to give the target, and I have to give it's the right answer.
Okay.
That points I remember still.
Okay. All right. Okay. Who else? Anybody else?
As Lisa explained, actually we have to, like what she said, for us to get the F2, we have to first change our actions. So to do that, we learned some steps. So our mindset was very important in that, and also like what we think of every day. What we think of is that there's a ray in the mind that it gets registered. So if we keep on thinking negativity, when we think that our BAs are not working, every time if we put the blame on the new BA, this is not going to work out. We have to find out what is our problem, that it is why not it is working out. So we have to give solutions for us, for our actions before that, and we have to think of the new BA, get the new BA stronger, what we can do. So basically, it's us that who have to be like skillful. The skill is very important for us to activate the new BA. So to do all the process, it's up to us.
Okay. Yeah, who else?
We learned about the activation within 7 days new BA. As for that, we need the mindsets, skills.
So after the last training, how
Change. On that time, I see the first thing is the mindsets. Then we have to do the activity, and skills also coming after that. Automatically coming the skills. Then we can activate the new BAs within 7 days.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else? So, after the last training, how many of you were able to activate a new BA in 7 days? Even 1%. Put your hand up. If you are able to activate a BA within 7 days, even one BA, if you are able to activate in 7 days. Okay, can I just stand up? I want to see. Stand up. Okay. If you are able to do stand up, stand up. What do you say? Stand up. Single. Huh?
Negative, man.
So, okay. How many did you do? 1, 4, 2, 4. Okay. How many in here? 2. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1. Okay? Alright. And how many of you activated new BAs, but maybe not in 1 week? Maybe it took a little bit longer than that. How many of you? All this is 1 week, right? All of you, what you're saying is 1 week. So now I'm asking, if you are able to activate, you can keep standing. How many of you were able to activate people, but it took longer than 7 days? Okay. All right. How long did it take for you? How many days? 1 month. Okay. 2 weeks. You already said 2 weeks. Okay. 1 week. Yeah, but 1 week I already asked. Huh? Okay, that's fine. 1 week. Okay. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 10 days. Okay. 10 days. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay. 8 days. Okay. All right. So, all of you sitting down, you were not able to activate a BA. Correct? You were not able to activate a BA in the last 3-4 months. Or you did not come for last training. Okay. How many of you came for last training and not able to activate? Now everybody sit down. Okay. So how many of you came for last training? Everybody stand up. Whoever came for last training, please stand up. Okay. So you all came for last training. How many of you standing up could not activate anyone? Those who could activate, you can sit down. Those who could not activate anyone, please keep standing. You could not activate anyone. Okay? Yeah. And I want to hear from you what do you think happened? You understand my question, right? Because I want to understand and help you overcome that. Otherwise, this is not useful for you, right? So I want to understand what happened, and maybe today we can discuss how to overcome that problem. All right. So whatever your problems are, maybe it will help other people also. Okay. So I want to know from you what are the main reasons you think you were not able to activate anyone in the last 3-4 months. Okay? That is my question. Can I hear from you? Yeah.
So, people are always signing up, and my issues is number one, meeting one. First meeting one, very difficult to get do the meeting one. And number two is after meeting one, maybe after a few presentation, he will not answer the phone, and even we will try to different phone. Any excuses?
Okay.
Any excuses? And when he's talking also and with us, he is telling his many excuses in his job and his family. It's like that.
Okay.
He's escaping, so we cannot catch to do the main activities. That's the main reason.
Okay. All right.
signing out the next day, it became negative sometimes. It's difficult to get people to get meeting one. They were busy. And after 2-3 invitations, they become negative. But other people, after they are replying, negative. Other thing is spoiled by the relatives, friends.
Okay. Okay. Next person, you can sit down.
After getting China, difficult to get commitment from the new meeting. For me, sometimes they don't believe me.
Okay. That's it. Right.
About quick answers, hybrid in a perspective.
Okay, somebody need to explain what he said.
Giving the time for the follow-up. They are not giving.
So you BA not giving time.
time.
Okay. Anything else? That's all. Alright.
Once the sign up is done, meaning that BA is he is not giving the time to the meeting one. And even if he's when after the signing off, when he goes out, he's getting a lot of negatives. How much I tell him not to do that, but he's going outside, he's speaking to a lot of people, he's primarily outsiders, and getting a lot of negativities. Then he's not coming back to talk to me.
Okay.
That's a negative.
Okay. So now we discussed last time, if you need to get results in any area, okay, there are 3 aspects to it. You remember, there is mindset, then there is your skill, and then there are your activities. Okay, for you to get results in any area, doesn't matter, business, personal life, your studies, your hobby, whatever it is that you are doing in life, if you want to get results, you have to address each of these 3 aspects. So, let us say you have your mindset. Then you have your skills or knowledge. So skills / knowledge. And then activities. So, if you want to become good at activation, if you want to become an activation machine, your mindset related to this, your skill and knowledge related to this, and your activities related to this are important. Now, for most people who struggle in getting results, in anything, okay, I'm not only talking about this, I'm talking about anything. If you are finding it difficult to get results, then these 3 things are, the where they meet each other. So your mindset related to the goal, your skill and knowledge related to the goal, and the activities you are doing related to the goal, where they all meet, is very small. If it's extremely difficult for you to get results, then maybe this is not meeting anywhere. This is all. Where you have the eraser? Oh, okay. So if it is like this, it's not even overlapping each other. What does this mean? It means that you have a particular mindset, you have a particular knowledge, and you are doing some particular activities. But these three are not aligned to getting that particular goal. You understand? Yes. So let us take an example. A student who was studying to get good marks in university. Okay? A student who is studying to get good marks in the university. Now, they might have a particular mindset. Now, the mindset is that I am in the university, this is the only time for me to enjoy life. After this, I will never get chance to enjoy life. And I want to enjoy with my friends. That's the mindset, right? So, let us say that is a mindset. Now, their skill and knowledge on how to pay attention, how to focus in the class. They don't have skill. They don't have that knowledge or the skill of paying attention in the class. Alright? And the activities they are doing, they don't do the homework, they don't go home and study or anything like that. Okay? So that is an example of somebody has a goal, but their mindset, their skill and the activities are not aligned to achieving that goal. You understand? So they have a mindset, but is that mindset aligned to achieving the goal? No. They don't have the skill, they are not doing the activities required to achieve that goal. Alright? Somebody who wants to lose weight, for example. Okay? They want to lose weight, but in their mindset is, oh my God, all this food is so tempting, such nice food, and maybe that's a mindset, alright? And they don't have any knowledge about how or what kind of food, how sweets affect them, how protein affects, or how carbohydrate affects. They don't have any knowledge. They don't have the skills, alright? And let us say they're not even the activities. Okay, they go to the gym once a week, maybe. Alright? They're doing activities, but it's not enough. So what I'm saying is, if you have a goal and these three things are not aligned towards that goal, then you get frustrated. You understand frustration? Yes. Because you're doing activities, you want that goal. In your mind, you want that goal. And you are doing some activities. And you have some knowledge and some mindset. So, for some of you, this is overlapping. But the overlapping part is very small. So what needs to happen is, you have to bring this together. Your mindset, your activities, your knowledge and your skill, all this has to align with what you want to achieve. So, ideally, you would want it to be something like this. This is your mindset, then your knowledge, skill, activities. So this is the ideal situation where everything is aligned. Okay, you have the right mindset to getting that goal. Your skill and your knowledge is very good with respect to that goal, and the activities that you're doing is 100% towards getting the goal. Do you understand this, what I'm saying? Do you understand or you don't understand? You understand? Okay. So now, to make this happen, if you want this to happen, what do we have to do? We have to understand where, in which of this, the alignment you have to work on more. Okay? So how do we do it? So you look at all these things. You look at your reasons as to why it is not happening. Okay? And then you look at here and decide, is it a mindset problem, is it a skill or knowledge problem, or is it activity problem? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Alright? So sometimes maybe it is not a mindset problem. Maybe your mindset very good. Okay? You understand that activation is important, this is crucial. If I don't learn this and if I don't become good at this, then maybe I will not be able to make good money. So you understand the importance of it and all that stuff. Okay? So maybe mindset 80% good. Maybe it is a skill problem. Maybe. Okay? So you have to look at your reasons and identify in which of the circle you have to work more. What is your skill level when it comes to influencing people? See, we are in an influencing business, correct? You have to influence people. You understand influence? What is the singular word for influence? Elevate. Okay? So, what is your skill? What is your knowledge on how to influence people? And I've seen that a lot of people, that skill is very small. And when I ask, what did you do with the new person? They will say, yeah, I told them what to do. Telling them something is not influencing. If people would do what you tell them to do, life would have been so simple and easy and fun. Isn't it? If you tell the husband what to do, what does the husband do? The opposite. So, telling somebody is not influencing them. But a lot of people think that is what it is. So I told them. Yeah, I told them what to do. I told them this is the right way to invite. I told them to make a list. I told them to do follow-up. I told them to do this. But telling them is not influencing. Okay, so you got to look at your reason as to why it is not happening. Okay, and identify where the problem is. So, like somebody says, I lose focus. I work with new BA. After 1 or 2 weeks, then other new BAs are coming in, and then other new BAs are coming in. So I lose focus with this new BA. So that is more a problem with the activities. Okay, you're doing a lot of activities, but they are not focused. There's no proper tracking. Alright? So you have to identify where your effort, you have to maximize your effort. Okay? So we'll discuss that. Today we'll discuss each of these things and help you become good in the skills or knowledge or the activities or the mindset required to do the activation. Alright? So, how important is mindset? How important is mindset? So, 1 means not important at all, 10 means very, 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 very important. 10. Okay. I agree. I would say maybe 11. But it's very important. So, what is mindset? What is mindset? Everybody say it's important. Mindset is the most important thing. And without mindset, you cannot live, and you will die, and you will become fat, and all that stuff. So, what is mindset? What is mindset? Mindset is your thoughts. That's it. What you think, how you think is your mindset. That's it. You understand? Mindset is how you think. So when you say, I need to change my mindset, what does it mean? It means I have to change my thoughts. That's all. Okay? So, we discussed a few things about thought last time. On an average, do you know how many thoughts we get in a day? Scientists say about 60,000. You don't believe, tomorrow you start counting. I don't want to count, so I believe 60,000 maybe. But the most surprising thing is what they found from the researchers. Out of the 60,000 thoughts, most of it, about 90-95%, are the same every day. They are the same every day. They are repetitive. So, if you look at your daily life, for most people, they sleep on the same side of the bed. They wake up the same way every morning. After they wake up, what they do is mostly the same every day. Yes or no? The activities, what they do is the same. The way they sit on the toilet is the same. The way they brush their teeth is the same. The way you eat your food is the same. Most of the time, the food that you eat is also same. The way you get into your car or your motorbike or get into the bus, same. So, out of the 60,000 thoughts, majority of your thoughts are the same. Alright. So, if the thoughts are the same, means the mindset is the same. Now, to get results, mindset is extremely important, right? Like number 10. But if your mindset is the same, then getting results becomes very difficult. So if your mindset is same, now if you have to still get results, if this is not changing, then you have to work really hard in these two areas. Do you understand? It is like if you drive a car and you put the gear on second gear, okay? And you want to ride the car at 100 kilometers an hour. Very difficult to do that in the second gear, isn't it? So you're in the second gear, it goes to maybe 40 kilometers an hour. Already is the limit of the gear. And if you don't change gear and you want to go faster and you press on the accelerator, it just wastes petrol and more damaging to the car. So for some of us, it is like that. We are not changing the gear. We are stuck in the same mindset but we want more results, so we try and do a lot more in the activities. And you do more activities, but majority of those activities are wasted. It is how you press on the accelerator when the car is in the second gear. Majority of the petrol is wasted, isn't it? It does not convert into speed, because in that gear, that is the speed you get. It doesn't matter how much petrol goes into the engine. So, for a lot of us, we might have to change the mindset. There are a lot of interesting studies and research that is going on, especially in the last 10 to 15 years, with respect to the brain. In the last 10 to 15 years, scientists are learning a lot more about how our brain works. So now there is actually a science called neurofinance. So neuro means related to brain, right? Finance is money. So how your brain affects the money you make. And how or what is different in rich people, in their brain, in their thoughts, what's different that helps them to make more money. Interesting or not interesting? It's very interesting. So, what are thoughts? What are thoughts? We think thoughts are some vague, like no shape, nothing. Correct? What is thought? So, do you know what thoughts are? Any idea? Okay, thoughts are a series of it's just electricity. Thoughts are electricity. So in your brain, there are the brain cells. Everybody now, you're sitting as though you're sitting in a college. So, that in your brain there are brain cells, right? They are called neurons. So how do these cells communicate with each other? Through electricity. So when they do the brain scan, when you have positive thoughts, so there is electricity flowing in one particular way. When you have negative thoughts, it flows in another particular way. You are more problem-solving people. Let us say if you are more problem-solving, then there is a lot of electricity in the front part of the brain. If you are more thinking about problems and challenges and difficulties and you're frustrated all the time, you're negative, you're sad, then you're old, they call it primitive brain. That part is where most of the electricity is. Alright? Now, the way our brain works is, if the electricity goes through a particular group of brain cells every day, like thousands of times every day, then what happens is that path becomes very strong. You understand? That path becomes very strong. So it is like, in the forest where people walk. First, the path is not proper, correct? It's only just footsteps. But if you keep walking on that path, many people walk on that path every day, that becomes more permanent, like all the grass is gone. Right? Now more people walking, it becomes wider. So the same thing happens inside our head also. You repeat a thought many times, then it just becomes, the connection becomes stronger. You understand what I'm saying? So, the first time when you face a situation, and let us say you don't know how to react or how to think, and for some reason you decide to think in a particular way. Okay, maybe negative, maybe just, in a particular way you decide to think. The next time again that something similar happens to you, you start thinking in that same way. After a few years, any time something happens in your life which is similar to that kind of situation, even without you thinking, automatically your brain produces those thoughts. It is automatic. You don't even have to sit and think, because that road is so strong. You understand? Now, thoughts have effect on you. You understand that? Thoughts affect your emotions. Does thoughts affect your emotions?
Yes.
So if you have happy thoughts, you feel happy. If you think negative for too long, you will feel depressed, sad. Yes or no? So what are emotions? See, motivation is an emotion, isn't it? You feel like, yeah, I can do, that's the motivation. You feel positive, that's an emotion. So what are emotions? Scientifically, emotions are chemicals. Chemicals. You understand chemicals?
Yes.
So, what your brain does is, when you have a particular electricity flowing in your brain, the brain commands your different parts of your body to produce chemicals. So the chemicals make you feel the way you feel. Right? So that is why some people take alcohol. Because when you take alcohol, what is it? It's a chemical. Alcohol is a chemical. So it makes your body produce some reactive chemicals which make you feel in a particular way. That is why people smoke. That is why people take drugs. Alright? And later, then what happens? If they have to feel that way, they have to take that substance from outside. Otherwise, they cannot feel that way. You understand? And they have to take more of that substance. And then they get addicted and their life is screwed. But emotions are basically chemicals produced inside your body. So there are many kinds of brain chemicals. There are brain chemicals which make you feel good. There are brain chemicals which make you feel sad, depressed, and all that stuff. Alright? You understand?
Yes.
Okay. So what are we talking about? How is this important for us? See, if you don't feel positive, if you don't feel strong inside, when you do some activities, does it give you good results?
No.
They don't, right? It doesn't give you good results. It is again like trying to drive in your car stuck in the second gear. You feel depressed, but you're still doing activities, but it is not giving you results. So, everybody, have you tried doing something when you are so strong, you feel so confident?
Yes.
Have you tried doing something?
Yes.
Most of the time, when you do something, when you are feeling happy and strong and confident, you get better results. Yes or no?
Yes.
So, if we can feel confident and strong and motivated most of the time, is it good or bad? It's extremely good. Maybe we should make some pill which you can take and feel strong and sell that for 3,000 babies. So what I'm telling you is that this feeling that you feel inside, it is made because of chemicals. Okay? And this production of chemicals is triggered by the brain. And what triggers this is your thoughts. So you don't need to pay money and buy these 3,000 unit pill. You can create it inside. There are tablets which will help you do it. Very expensive. A lot of people working in high pressure environment, environment like Silicon Valley in US, Wall Street. They on a regular basis take these pills, and they're very expensive. But they make them perform. Their brain is switched on. They are positive. They can think. Have you seen this movie? What's that movie? Limitless. Have you seen it? Okay, some of you have seen the movie. It's something similar. All right. So now you don't have to buy these pills or nothing. You just can change it with your thoughts, your mindset. So when you have repeated thoughts which make you feel sad and depressed, if you have this thought going on in your mind every time about challenges, oh my God, these problems, I don't know how to overcome this, I am helpless, what happens? Your brain triggers the chemicals, and these chemicals make you feel depressed, sad, and then when you feel sad and depressed, what do you feel like doing? Nothing. You don't feel like doing anything. You want to just sit at home, watch TV, appliance call, don't pick up the phone. So mindset is very important for everything else. Changing your mindset is as simple as changing your thoughts. Now, what is the mindset that you have today? Is it similar to the mindset of very successful rich people? The mindset you have today, is it same like the mindset of highly successful people? No. Because if that was a mindset, we would have been successful even before. So the mindset is not there yet. Some of you are little bit ahead in that mindset. A little bit ahead because you're getting good results or whatever. And so some of you are a little behind, some of you are a little ahead. But nobody is in that level. Because last time I checked, nobody sitting here is maxing out every week. So that mindset is not reached yet. Yes or no? Or you think, no, my mindset is all okay? Do you think that way? If you feel that your mindset is good, then you can know whether it is good or not by doing a few tests. So the first test is, look at your checks every week. If it's maxing out in diamond or blue diamond, then yeah, your mindset is It's very good. It's more like successful people mindset. That's one test. You look at how you feel throughout the day. How you feel. You feel positive and energetic and you feel like conquering the world and do a lot of stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that how you feel throughout the day? From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, 90% of the time, if you feel very motivated, very positive, very ambitious, oh, sky is my limit, I can do so many things. If you feel that way all the time, then your mindset is good. For majority of the people, they feel that way when they come for a training at the end of the training. But the next day they wake up, that's finished again. Right? So, what it means is, our mindset, unfortunately, is not where it needs to be. Is that your fault? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But just think that you have created many roads inside your head for last 20, 25, 30 years. Changing that is not going to happen just like that. Now, in the last 10, 15 years, scientists also have learned a lot of other things about brain. Okay? And there is one aspect which is called as neuroplasticity. Alright? So neuro means again brain, plasticity means it is flexible. So our brain is not like other organs of the body. See, when you form your fingers, it's pretty much, this is how it looks like, until you die. But brain can change. Brain can change. It can take over the functions of other parts of the brain, and it's very, very flexible. So what it means is, even though you've been thinking in a particular way for too long, if you want, you can change it. You understand? So, the universe has given us something very powerful. But the problem is, we have a Ferrari in our head and we are riding a bicycle. Alright? So, whatever you want, you can change inside and you can achieve. And this change will not take too long. So, there are videos in that people have taken where they see this brain cells connected with each other. Like I told you, if you have the same thought every day for many years, then the connection becomes like permanent. Right? The connection between the brain cells, they become almost like very strong. But once you change the thoughts and this connection is not used, if the connection is not used for a long time, then what the brain does is, it slowly separates it because it's not used. And then the new connections are made stronger. Do you understand? So same way in the jungle, people have been walking on that path for 10 years. So now no grass. It is only ground. But if people don't walk on that anymore and start walking on a different path, after 10 years, this path becomes like jungle again, like forest again. Yes or no? Yes. So something similar, but it doesn't take 10 years inside the brain. It can happen faster. As long as you don't reactivate the old connections again and again. Right? So if you don't reactivate the old connections and keep focusing on the new connection, soon your brain will change. And when your brain changes, your personality will change. Have you seen people in our business, after 1 or 2 years, sometimes their whole personality changes. They come in, they are very shy, they don't talk to people, their confidence is very less. But after 2 years, 3 years, they are now completely different. A whole different person after. The personality is different. Have you seen people like that?
Yes.
I know many people among sitting here who are like that. So what it means is, for a personality to change, for your behavior, for your thoughts to change, you have made new highway inside your head, new roads. Because you have been thinking different and that new thoughts have become stronger. And the new thoughts make you behave in a different way. The new thoughts trigger different chemicals inside your body. You understand? So, how important is mindset?
Very good.
Very important. And mindset means it's how you think. Mindset is how you think. So when something happens to you, when you face a rejection, for example, so rejection is something that happens to you. Is it positive or negative? That doesn't matter. It is something that happened to you. That's all. There is nothing positive or negative. It is now the thoughts inside your head that makes it positive or negative. Do you understand that? It is the thoughts that give a meaning to it. A rejection by itself is just something that happened. It is like it starts raining now. Is it positive or negative? It is just rain. There is nothing positive or negative about it. It is rain. Now you start thinking. You start thinking inside, and then you start giving a meaning to it, which makes it now positive or negative. So when a rejection happens, how do we think? Usually, how do we think? Oh my gosh, this is so tough. How many more people? Why does people don't understand this? Yes or no? So we think that way. How does it make us feel? So when you think that way, how does it make you feel? Happy? Positive? No, it makes you depressed. Depressed and sad. Right? So when you're depressed and sad, the chemical that is produced inside your body is not going to, make you feel as though you can conquer the world. Then it is like a chain reaction. And then when you feel sad and depressed, you have more thoughts which are positive or negative. More thoughts are negative. And you have more negative thoughts, it produces more negative chemicals. And now you are living under the bed. So, anything that happens is not positive or negative. It is just something that happened. It is how you think that gives meaning to it. Now you can decide how you want to think. It is the biggest gift and power the universe has given us. Is you can decide how to think. That is the biggest freedom that we have. That's what makes human beings different. A lot of animals cannot do it. Right? They cannot choose their thinking. But we can choose how to think. That is the ultimate freedom. Did you work for it? No, you're born with it. You didn't do anything for it, you're born with it, you have it. But now the question is, do we use it or not? Most of us don't use it. See, it is like you being born a billionaire. You have $1 billion. But you don't use it. And you live like a beggar on the street. That's stupid, isn't it? So we have been given this ability to decide how to think. Do you understand the power of that?
Yes.
Do you understand the power of that or not?
Understood.
Your brain controls everything, right? Your mood, your everything is controlled by your brain, and you can decide how this brain should work. The problem is, most of us, this programming has been done by the society. By the time we are 10, 15 years old, the programming is already done. And who does this programming? Who does it? The people around you, society. So, the people around you are highly successful people?
No, same.
No. They are good people, but they are not successful. They are maybe your parents, your relatives, your uncles. They are all good people, they love you, but they are not successful. So, what kind of programming they will do?
Same like this.
Same like them. That's all they know. So if your goal is to become like them, no problem. Continue. But if your goal is to be different, if your goal in life is to be different, whether the difference is financially or not doesn't matter, but if your goal is different, then you have to change the programming. You cannot achieve different results by keeping the same program. Do you understand? Is it confusing?
No, clear.
Clear? So, there are very interesting studies that have been happening in the last 10, 15, 20 years related to the brain. And the latest one, like I told you, is neurofinance. Right? So how our thoughts affect our finance, our money, our, all that stuff. It's very interesting. So, with respect to achieving success in our business, there are 3 areas: mindset, your skill/knowledge, and the activities. All these 3 are important. One alone is not going to help. Alright? So all these 3 are important. Now what we need to achieve is, we need to bring these 3 areas, push it and make it align towards your goal. You understand? So what is your goal? Let us say max out. Okay, you want to max out in Blue Diamond. So that's your goal. So now you have to align your mindset, your knowledge, your skill, and your activities towards that goal. You understand the word align?
Yes.
You understand? What is align in singular? Samapada. That's the one. So you got to do that with all these 3 aspects. So first we have to start with mindset. So for today, let us take our goal as becoming an activation machine. Okay, let us say that's your goal. If you become an activation machine, what that means is, you can work with any new VA anywhere in the world, and within 7 to 10 days, you can help them activate the right method. And then you can take the other 2 VAs that have joined now in the 1 week and work with them and activate them also. So you become something like a machine. Any person, doesn't matter. You can work with them and you can activate them in 7 days or 10 days. Good or bad?
Good.
How good? Very good or? If you are able to do that, what happens to other areas of your business? What happens to your ability to retain people?
Very high.
Improves?
Yes.
So when you are able to retain more people, do you now slowly start seeing the compounding growth?
Yes.
See, if you don't retain people, there is no compounding growth. You can do network marketing, but the growth will not be compounding. You bring in 3 people, after 2 weeks, the 3 people quit. Then you bring another 2 people, after 1 month, the 2 people quit. Then you bring in another 3 people, after 1 month, they are also not there in the business. So that is not compounding, that is like a job. So for compounding to happen in our business, you need to retain people. Now nobody can retain 100% of the people. It doesn't happen. Okay, you cannot. So don't worry about it. But if you're able to do 10%, how much?
10%.
10%. Do you know what that means? 10%, and then 10%, and then 10%, and after some time, when it compounds, even a small change of 10% is enough to help you max out. But if you're able to do 20% or 30% or 50%, see, when you become an activation machine, you would be able to retain maybe up to 50% of the people. Anything more than 50%, we should build you a golden statue. Then you are a different level already. But what I am saying is, you will not be able to retain 100%, and it is not needed to become successful. Okay, there is nothing in this world that can retain 100% of the people that comes in. Nothing. Nothing can retain. Yes or no? Is there anything like that which can retain every person that has come in? There's nothing like that. So our business also cannot retain everyone, but if you are able to retain 10, 20, 30%, then you will slowly start seeing the benefit of compounding. Alright? So let us say your goal, one of the goal I want you to have is I want to become an activation machine. Okay? That's your goal. What's your goal?
Activation machine.
Become a activation machine. That means you can work with any new BA and activate them in 7 or 10 days. If you decide to work with them personally, I'm saying personally, okay? I'm not saying you are this leader, then you work with few other leaders and this leader working with another leader. That's not what I'm saying. That is far, far down the road. First, you have to be good in working with somebody yourself and make them activate. If you cannot do it yourself, how can you teach somebody to teach somebody to teach somebody to do that? Not possible. Right? So first, you have to become personally somebody who is able to work with anyone and activate them. So for you to become good at it, what makes you good at something? Practice. You got to do it. By doing it with 1% or 2% will not make you good at it. So if you are able to do it for 10, 15 people, now you are becoming good at it. So for you to activate 10 or 15 people, you might have to work with maybe 30 people, because not everybody you can activate. Some people, these things will happen. Are these in your control? Some of them are, some of them are not. Right? So you might work with 20 or 30 people in the next few months. But out of this 30, if you're personally involved in activating 10 to 15 people, that will give you a very good, in all these three things. It will make your mindset towards activation very focused, your knowledge and your skill on activation becomes very well, and you will know what activities are important to make a new VA activate. You understand? Alright? So for you to become good at it, you will have to do it with 10, 15, 20 people. So, what is the goal?
Activation machine.
To become an activation machine. So to achieve any goal, what are the three areas? Mindset,
Knowledge, skills, activities.
or knowledge, skills and knowledge, and your activities. That's it. These are the three things. So first is mindset. Mindset is your thoughts. So what are your thoughts about activation? You need to know when you first, let us say you see this written, okay? Activate new VA in 10 days. Let's say it's just written somewhere on a piece of paper or on the screen, something. And you open your eyes and you see this. What do you feel first? Forget about your thinking and all that stuff, right? How do you feel? What do you feel? So all of you will feel differently. Some of you will feel, oh my God, this is not possible. What activation, 7 days. Right? This is how you feel sometimes. For some of you will feel, that's very interesting. I don't know how to do it, but if that is possible, I want to learn how to do it. But some people will feel that way. Alright? Some people will feel, oh, yeah, I have done that a few times. You know, that's a good strategy. You know, maybe I should focus on that strategy. Right? And some people will feel, oh my God, activation in 1 year is not possible. 7 days and 10 days. So different people will feel differently when they look at this. The activation in 7 days or activation in 10 days, is that positive, negative? What is it? It is nothing, it is not positive, it is not negative, it is just something that's on there. But that is making different people feel differently. Why? Why?
Brain.
Because your mindsets are different. Because your mindsets are different. That is why. So, how you feel should give you an idea about your mindset. So you don't need to ask anyone, what is my mindset? No need to ask, you will know. How do you feel? How do you feel when you look or think about these goals that you want to achieve? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when you think about a goal, sir, immediately find out how you feel. And if you don't feel positive, there is something wrong in the mindset. I'm not saying wrong, I'm just saying it is not aligned properly to the goal. The mindset is not aligned properly to the goal. If hearing about that goal is not giving you positive vibration, if it is not making you feel energetic, if it is not making you feel excited, then the only meaning is there is a misalignment with that goal and your mindset. Alright? So no need to ask anyone. So when you think about, I want to become an activation machine, feel. So like I said, some people will feel, it's not possible, all this is talk. Then the alignment is completely not there. Okay, 100% not there. It is like goal is here, the mindset is here. Now if you feel, yeah, it is good, I don't know how, but it is important. I know without this, very difficult to make big money in our business. But I don't know, it's very difficult. So then there is a little bit of alignment. You know that it is important. Okay, so there is a little bit of alignment. So you know, depending on your thoughts and how you feel, you know how much of a mindset alignment you have with the goal that you want to achieve. Any goal. Alright? So do you have goals in life? How many of you have goals in life? How many of you have been having the same goal for the last 15 years? If you've been having the same goal for a long time, then that means there is some serious misalignment. Alright, so we are talking about mindset. Okay? So how do you know whether your mindset is right and it is going to help you achieve it? How do you know? Huh? From how you feel. How you feel. When you are doing those activities, how do you feel? Do you feel as though, oh my God, I don't know, another this, as though it is a struggle. Another presentation, another this, another that. If you feel that way, then there is some alignment problem. You understand? So, how do we align it? If there is an alignment problem, how do we align our mindset with the goal? What do we do? What can we do?
You have to understand what our thoughts you're meeting
So, if you want to align your mindset with your goal, one of the most important things you got to do is know why that is important for you. It's very difficult for you to align your mindset with something that is not important for you. How do you do that? It's difficult. If something is not important for you, then you cannot align your mindset. It has to be important. It has to be very important for you. The more you feel it is important, the more you will have your mindset becoming more and more aligned to that particular goal. You understand what I'm saying? Confusing? Confusing, huh? I look at some of your faces, they're like no reaction at all. So I don't know whether you're sleeping or. Do you understand? Everybody here? Yes? Like this, like this? Like this? This means what? You're hungry? No. So, you have to convince yourself that this is the most important thing for you. You have to convince yourself. that this learning and becoming an activation machine is very, very, very important for my business success. Do you understand? And if you believe that it is important, and it is very, very important, then you will slowly start seeing change in how you think about that goal. And how you think about that goal slowly starts changing. So the first thing is for you to believe in your heart that whatever goal it is that you're working towards is very important for you. So from 1 to 10, the goal should be 10. If that goal becomes 9 or 8 or 7, slowly the alignment starts moving away. Alright, so when it is 9, it's a little bit to the side, 8, a little bit more to the side. If it's 1, it's completely not aligned with the goal. So any goal that you want to achieve, and if you want to have the right mindset for achieving that goal, you should believe that it is very important to you. Anything in life. If you want to have a happy married life, if you want to have a happy married life, what is the first thing to do?
It's very important.
Don't get married. You have to believe that that is the most important thing for you. It's very important. Alright, if you think it is not important, or even if it's not 10, if it's 8, 9, whatever, what it means is, if when something is not a 10 and something is an 8, okay, what does it mean? It means that in some occasions, some other goal is more important than this goal. You understand?
Yes.
In some occasions, there is something else which is more important than this. That is what it means. If it is a 10, it means that in any occasion, this is important for me. That is what it means when it is a 10. So, if you have a goal that you want a very successful married life, if that is a goal, then no matter what the circumstances, that is your priority. You understand?
Yes.
But if it is a 9, then there might be one occasion where this is not the priority. Or maybe 2 occasions when that is not the priority. Do you understand?
Yes.
And if occasions where that is not the priority, if those occasions start happening more and more in your life, then what happens? If occasions where that goal is not important, if that starts happening more and more, what happens? Then this gets more and more to the side. Because the more these occasions happen, you are putting this to the side, right?
Yes.
And when you keep doing that again and again, what happens inside?
Not important message creating.
What are you making stronger? What connections are you making stronger inside your head?
Negative thought.
Whatever is not related to that goal. Alright? So, if becoming successful in this business, let us say if it is an 8 or a 9, if it is not a 10, let us say if it is an 8 or a 9, then that means that there are 1 or 2 situations in your life where this something else becomes more important than this. Yes or no?
Yes.
So for some people, maybe hanging out and entertainment. For some people, entertainment is a little bit more important. Alright? So, if entertainment is more important than financial success, there are some people like that. They start the business, they do the business, but weekends, birthday parties, anything to do with friends, they will not come for the business activities because that is important. Okay, this business is important, but it is not at 10, it is 9. So entertainment for them is very important. So then what happens? Any occasion they have in life where they have to decide between entertainment and business, they choose entertainment. And when those occasions happen more frequently and more regularly, what happens? In their mind, that becomes more and more important. So the importance of business becomes lesser and lesser and lesser. Alright, so from 9 it becomes 8, it becomes 7, it becomes 5, and after 1 year it's no more. Alright, so if you want to achieve your goal, you have to convince yourself that this is the 10. I cannot do it for you, your upline cannot do it for you, you have to do it. You have to convince yourself that the goal that you are after is a 10. You understand? Now, if you want to achieve big success in life, in any area, if you want to achieve big success in life, you have to know that in the first few years, there is no balance. There is no balance in life. Have you heard about people talking about balance? I want some balance in life. I want some work-life balance. Have you heard people talk about that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to learn how to balance, you have to join circus. You cannot become highly successful and have a balance. It is not possible. You can have balance after you become successful. No problem. But during that stage of achieving that success, you have to make that the most important or the priority of your life at that time. You cannot try and balance many things. You understand? So, if you want to achieve, I'm not talking about small success. I mean, if you want to have small money, a little bit extra money, yes, you can. You don't have to make that the number one priority. But if you're looking at maxing out, you're already 1% of the people in the world. I'm not talking about Sri Lanka, I'm talking about in the world. 1% of the people. How can you become 1% of the people in the world by balancing things? It is not possible. Right? Whoever has become in the top 1% have become that because they make that a priority in their life. Right? I mean, top 1% of people who are playing football. Do you think they became top 1% of football players in the world by balancing? Oh, that was their priority in life. That was their priority in life. So, the good thing about us is, because of the mechanism of our business, you can become that 1% in 5-6 years. That's the beauty of our business. And once you reach there, you can maintain that success without having to do the things that you did the first 4 years. The first 4-5 years, what you do will help you achieve that 1%. But once you reach there, you can maintain that without having to do all the things that you did in the beginning. So you will have more time for doing other things. But you cannot do that before you reach that level. Alright? So it is like, this, have you seen eagle? Eagles fly?
Yes.
Right? How do they fly? Yeah, they fly so high and they don't even fly, they actually glide. Right? There's no effort there. Their wings are just spread out, they're not even flapping. Right? Because they are that high. Now, if a chicken tried to do that, what happens? Chicken can fly maybe 10 feet from here. Right? That's it. And 20 feet maybe. It flies. And then it says, okay, I'm here on the top, now let me relax and spread my wings. In 2 seconds, it will be on the floor, on the ground. That happens with a lot of leaders. They don't even reach there. They're making 1 check every month, or 2 checks every month, or 3 checks every month, and say, okay, I'm there now. Now let me spread my wing and just glide. And they glide for exactly 2 seconds. After that, there is no team, there is no checks, there's nothing. Right? So, I'm talking about gliding after you reach that 1%. That takes time, that takes a particular way of thinking. It takes for you to build your team in a particular way. But once you reach that level, you can glide. You don't have to do the things that you did the first few years that made you get there. But before that, you cannot glide. Alright, so in that process of reaching that 1%, you have to make this your number one priority in life. Do you understand? When this is not the number one priority, and if something else, then you put this on the side, then this becomes 9, 9 becomes 8, 8 becomes 7, and then slowly after 1 year, you're not even thinking about the business. Alright? But if you do the business by keeping this as the most important thing, and everything else is secondary. Now, when I say everything else is secondary, it doesn't mean that you are not doing other things. That is not the meaning. That's it. When I say this is the most important thing for you, that does not mean don't feed your children, don't give food to your husband or wife, and that is not my meaning. You are still doing other things. But when you have to do the activities of this business, you are not saying, oh, I cannot do this because I have to do this. Because I have to do this thing, I cannot come for this training. Because I have to do this, I cannot, do this or whatever. All right. So you give priority to whatever needs to be done in the business. If you have to take care of other responsibilities, you find a way to do it. Alright, you find a way to do it. Alright, if you got to take your children somewhere, okay, and you have a training coming up, whatever, then you find a way to make it happen. Alright, either you reschedule things, you just don't say that I cannot do this because I have to do something else. If that, then it means that this is not a priority and you can just drop it. When something is not important, you just say, oh, okay, I have something else, so I just drop it. And that becomes a problem. Alright? Now, I am not saying you have to become successful in this business. I am not saying that. That is your choice. All that I am saying is, if you want to become successful in anything, and if the thing that you want to become successful in is big, not small success, then you cannot achieve that by not making it a priority. The only way you can achieve it is by making that the number one priority in your life. Alright? So, we are talking about how to align your mindset with the goal. You remember? That's what we're talking about. So, how do we do it?
Giving priority.
You have to make that thing your number one priority. Whatever the goal is. That has to be your number one priority. When you live like that, you see that slowly the mindset alignment happens. Over a period of time, you see that the mindset is completely aligned with your goal. Alright? So, another thing about aligning your mindset is examining our beliefs. Alright? Now you know that there are empowering beliefs and limiting beliefs. Have you heard about that? Okay? So limiting beliefs are the beliefs that pull you back. Okay? Empowering beliefs make you go forward. Are you hearing this for the first time or you heard this before? You heard this before, isn't it? No? Okay. So, you understand what beliefs are?
Yes.
Do you know what beliefs are?
Yes.
What is belief in singular?
Vishwasa.
Viswasam.
Saya.
Viswase. Say.
Saya.
Saya. Viswasaya.
Yes.
Okay. So Viswasaya is belief. So what is Viswasaya? Belief. I'm not asking what it is, I'm just asking what is it? What is this belief? What is belief? Huh? It's a mindset. It is?
Everything what we do, everything what we do,
Everything what we do.
everything every day, every time. And we are hoping that example is our goal. I need to achieve.
Okay?
That is the belief.
Okay. So beliefs are things that you know is true. Okay, you are believing that they are true. So beliefs are things that you think in your mind that is true. Alright? So we all have beliefs. All of us have beliefs. What are some of your beliefs?
Religions.
Huh?
Religions.
Religion. Okay. What else?
Our culture.
Your culture. Okay. What else? So you believe you're Sri Lankan, right?
Yes.
You believe you're a man or a woman. What else do you believe?
Husband, wife.
Okay. What else do you believe? Let's look at other aspects. Do you believe that you can be rich? Some people, I hope so. You know, when in their mind it is not a belief, it is like, I want to, you know, I hope I can become rich. It's not a belief.
So,
Alright, yeah, max out. You believe you can max out. Alright? So there are things that you believe. So the beliefs that you have can either push you forward or pull you back.
push your phone.
No, both. We can do both. I'm just saying that the beliefs you have, sometimes they can push you forward, sometimes they can pull you back. Alright? So the beliefs that help you move forward is called empowering beliefs. And the beliefs that pull you back is called limiting beliefs. It will limit your growth in life. So, sometimes I've seen kids, small kids. Some of them have a belief that whatever I do, I can never get good marks. Have you seen kids like that? Right? They have the belief. Now the belief is formed because of some experiences in the past. Okay, sometimes they studied and went and did some exams, they did not get good marks, they did that 2-3 times, now they believe that I'm not smart. Okay? So, what are some of your beliefs with respect to business? With respect to this business, what are some of your beliefs? Your beliefs are very powerful. You will never do anything which is not aligned with your belief. You will never do something. So imagine if you have a lot of limiting beliefs. It's very difficult for you to achieve success. See, beliefs are not true or false. They are true for you. They are true for you. But it doesn't mean they are universally true. You understand? It is true for you. And why it is true for you is because you believe that is true. So if you believe that making $1 million a year, oh my God, that's impossible. Right? I know some people make it, but oh my God, that's definitely not possible. That becomes a limiting. Okay? So, now belief is a mindset. Belief is your way of thinking. It's a way of thinking, so it is a mindset. So the second way of aligning your mindset with your goal is by examining your beliefs. What are your beliefs? What is your belief about success in the first place? Forget about everything else. You will be so shocked to see how different people's beliefs are when it comes to success or even financial success. Some people think it is wrong to have a lot of money. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't deserve a lot of money. Some people believe that. I want a little bit more, but no, it's wrong to be, to have so much money. They feel uncomfortable. So they feel uncomfortable working for something which will give them a lot of money. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, so actually sitting here, some of you might have that belief that yes, I need to make more money and become successful and all that, but $1 million a year, oh my God, I don't want that much. Just give me 100,000 a year, I'm more than happy. $1 lakh a year, good. More than that, not good. So we have limiting beliefs even when it comes to success. So you are doing this business for money.
Yes.
And imagine you have a limiting belief about money. What happens? It becomes very difficult to become successful in the business. Because, see, whether you think 100,000 is okay, 1 million is not okay. Let us say you think that way. Okay? Even if you have limiting belief about money, I don't think anybody sitting here says 100,000 is too much money or I don't want 100,000. Maybe you might say $1 million every year. Oh my God, that's already a heart attack. But 100,000, yes, I want it. I want it for my family. I want it. I deserve it. It's important for me. But $1 million a year, I don't want. Okay? Let us say this is your mindset. But the problem is, even if it is $1,000 or $10,000, they are all in the same direction. If you want to achieve that 1,000 from this business, see, if you want to achieve that from some other business, that's fine. But if you want to achieve the 100,000 or the 10,000 or the $1 million from this business, they're all aligned in the same direction. You are doing the same activities for 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or 1 million. Yes or no? You're just doing it with more people, that's all. But the activity, the core activity is still the same. So you have to do the same activities. You understand?
Yes.
So if you think the goal at the end of the race is wrong, which is $1 million a year when you max out. If you think that is wrong, then you going through this race is like you running a race with many ropes tied around your waist. If you have ropes tied around your waist, and at the end of the rope there are big rocks. You know rocks tied around your waist with a rope, and you're running. The rocks are going to slow you down. So your limiting beliefs are like that. It will slow you down. So if you have all these limiting beliefs, that money is wrong, success not possible, if I am born rich, I will become rich. If I become rich, my children will get spoiled. If I become rich, then my wife will not like me. Or if my wife becomes rich, she will leave me. I don't know, whatever the beliefs are. Okay, but if you have all these kinds of limiting beliefs and then you are running this race, it will be very exhausting for you. And you get very tired. So what is the most, the easiest way to run the race?
Remove that.
Cut the limiting beliefs, cut the ropes. Right? So whatever your limiting beliefs are, you have to identify it and change it with empowering beliefs. So one thing about beliefs is, it's very difficult to just cut it. You have to convert that into a positive, empowering belief. Alright? So give me some examples of limiting beliefs when it comes to becoming an activation machine. Give me some examples.
7 days not possible.
7 days not possible. Okay, what else? Why 7 days? Why not 2 weeks? Why not 1 month? That's a limiting belief. What else?
Market situation. Market situation.
Not possible in this market. Okay?
People not listening.
Okay, the people will not listen to what I say. I can give them whatever training I want, but they are not going to follow it. Okay, what else?
I can't take their mind.
Yeah, the VAs will not give time.
Yes, that.
People will not make decision in 2 days. Yeah. So, whether it is excuse or whatever, if you believe it is a belief, if you think that is true, then it is a limiting belief for you. Alright? So, one thing about beliefs is, It is true for you, but doesn't mean that it is actually true. It doesn't mean it is actually true. You understand the difference?
Yes.
You might have that limiting belief, but somebody else might not have it. So the person who does not have it, they will achieve success faster because there is no rope around their waist. There is no stone tied around their waist. So when they are doing the activities, they are doing it without anything pulling them back. But when you are doing the activities with the limiting belief, you are doing it with so much of weight pulling you back. Alright? So, I want you to write down, you have all have books. So write down 2 limiting beliefs of yours when it comes to becoming an activation machine. 2 limiting beliefs. Your personal, okay? Don't write down your downlines or your uplines or southlines and all that. Your personal limiting beliefs when it comes to becoming an activation machine. Finished? 2? How many did you write? 2, right? Okay. Everybody? Okay. Write 3 more. You wrote 2, now write 3 more. 3 more limiting beliefs. now? 5? Okay. So out of this 5, cut, you must remove 3. So you keep 2 of your most strong limiting beliefs. So identify 2 of, out of this 5, identify the 2 worst, that is, which is really holding you back. So just strike out the 3 and keep 2, whichever 2 it is. It could be 1, it could be 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 4, whatever. Okay? So can I hear from some of you, if you want to share what these are? Give me some.
It's not an easy to do F2 for everybody.
Okay?
The other is not an easy thing to get the people duplicated.
Okay. Okay.
Duplicate in the sense having leaders doing 5 for activities.
Right. Yes.
Very difficult to keep the people in the business.
Hmm.
And duplicating people is very difficult because they are not doing that.
Okay.
Because people who are very negative, very difficult to change their thinking pattern.
Okay. Okay.
Innovation is not doing continuously, and vision is not much powerful is doing myself.
That's more like activities. What you've written is, I'm not doing this activity, I'm not doing this activity.
Yeah, innovation is the most, and tracking properly and with.
Yeah, but all those are activities that you are not doing enough. I'm talking about limiting beliefs. You understand? Okay.
We lose the focus on the people because there are some other people who are working.
So I lose focus.
I lose
focus, that's the belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
How am I to do the meeting on, the invitation, then get the first 20 presentations done in 7 days?
Okay. Alright, yeah.
Enough effort has to be
It's too much effort.
Too much
Yeah, too much
to
effort.
bring people
Okay.
in.
Alright, let's hear from you to decide.
Fear of losing an IR, pre-telling something what happened.
Okay.
Thinking of the people, if I do the activation of my team within 7 days, so what will happen to the people that comes after?
After that, okay.
Is it possible to do that duplication?
That also, yeah. Okay.
Within a week of time, which is hard to find enough time for activity.
So it's too many things to do in just 7 days.
With the new IR.
Right.
On the other is, people unable to provide money to sign up within a week.
Okay.
Firstly, I created people, he is disabled, but other people not disabled. It's first thing. Another thing, I always take my freedom.
What does that mean?
I always take my freedom. always I think my freedom, but my activities means I want to be free. I don't want to get involved in a lot of activities in that.
Okay.
Most
So
of
it's
the
too
time
many activities.
I want to
Too
be
much.
free. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's discuss for a little bit. So do you know how beliefs are formed? How do we, have beliefs in our head? We take a few incidents that happens in our life and then we generalize it. That's how beliefs are formed. So for example, you try to sing one time and you are not able to sing. Maybe you try one more time. Then now, I can never sing in life. Right? What else? You might have seen a few rich people who are morons. Selfish morons. And you think, all rich people are just selfish morons. We take a few incidents and we generalize that. That's how beliefs are formed. Right? It's like, some people believe their parents don't like them because they remember one or two or three incidents where for some reason their parents scolded them or did something which they felt hurtful. And based on those one or two or three incidents, they just form a belief that this person doesn't like me. Yes or no? Whatever your beliefs are, most of it is formed from 2 or 3 incidents. Just a few incidents. A few incidents has happened which made you form that opinion, and then slowly you started just making that it always happens like that. That's how beliefs are formed. Alright? All your beliefs are formed that way. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4 incidents, and then you just generalize it. I can never do this, I can never do that, this never happens, that is not possible. So, now your beliefs, whatever you have, your limiting beliefs, whatever you've written down, are also formed like that. They are based on some incidents that happened where you were not able to perform in a good way. Right? You are not able to retain some people, you are not able to duplicate some people, you are not able to do something a few times, and then you generalize it and make that is not always that is difficult. And when you start keep on repeating this thinking in your head that this is difficult, this never happens, that is so difficult, or duplication never happens, or this is so difficult, and you keep repeating this in your head, what happens? That just becomes more permanent. Right? So, what is the opposite? What is the opposite of belief? What is the opposite of belief? Doubt. Doubt. Right? This belief, doubt. So, if you want to remove this belief that you have, if the belief is very strong, it's difficult to remove it just like that. Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. Right? And if you want to remove this doubt, sometimes you try and, sometimes two people sit and then they have different opinion or different beliefs. And you see that they get into arguments. One person trying to change other person's belief, this person trying to change other person's belief, right? It's like upline and downline also. And they get into arguments. So, if you want to change a belief, first question that belief. Question that. Put a doubt. So, when you say duplication is hard or duplication is always difficult, the question is it always difficult or is it difficult with most people? You understand what I'm saying? So whatever your limiting beliefs are, you've written down something, right? What you just read. All these activities, there are too many activities, I have to do this, I have to do that, then I get this person, then I have to, then they get two people, how am I going to do all this? So how do you question? How do you put a doubt in it? So sometimes you can think that for me to become an activation machine, I don't have to do all of this. Do I have to do all of this to become an activation machine? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking that way. Do you understand what I'm saying, or you look a little bit confused? You're confused. How many of you are confused? Okay. Alright, so let's take one example and we'll talk about it. Okay, give me one example of your limiting belief. Okay, so
Yeah. Say that once.
Following all the steps to do the action.
Which is? What's that?
Meeting one, then invitations, then the presentations, like 20 presentations to get them to.
Okay, so doing all the activities like meeting one and then do this and do that and then 20 presentations for a new BA, doing all that is tough. Correct? What is it? In 7 days. That is tough. Okay? So how many of you have this belief? How many others? Okay. So this belief has an assumption. Every belief have some assumption. You understand assumption? You're assuming something. So the assumption here is what? In 7 days, I personally have to do all these things, and it is difficult. Okay? So these are the two assumptions. I have to do all these things in 7 days, and it is difficult. So have you tried doing this? Okay. And how many presentations were you able to do in a week?
It's like this. Now, I'm trying to focus on my UBA.
Right.
Now, I have my other team members that are requesting for presentation and just for closing them out. So with that, this particular activity is difficult for me coping up with the other members.
Right. Okay. So all your beliefs have a few assumptions. So now you have to question these assumptions. So the assumption here is I have to do this with all these people, and when I'm doing this, I have to neglect my other members, right? I'm just focusing on one person and all that stuff. So this is my belief. And because of this belief, now I am kind of doubtful whether should I just focus only on one person and then ignore the other people, and when I try to do both, I don't know what is going to happen and all that stuff, right? So that is a confusion that we have. So how do you overcome this?
Like I can't get my things that I'm neglecting the new person. So I give more priority for the new person, and then for the rest, like I
Is the
follow
mic
it.
working?
What I do now is I give my
Okay.
I don't want to make the new person negative.
Right.
So the existing BAs who request me for presentations and all, like I try to postpone them and give priority for my new person. But
Okay.
then there are like times that I lose good prospects because of the new BA.
Right.
So that has happened. And
Yes, agreed. So, what do you do? How do you overcome this?
so far I have not got any solution for that.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a few questions. All right. Is there a way to do both? Is there a way to handle the old BAs and make the new BAs activate in 7 days?
I have tried, like, there have been times that I could do, but then my focusing, I get a big difficulty when focusing things, like, mostly I have
No, okay, that's fine, that's fine. The first question is it possible? It is possible.
I think it is possible, but when I try to do it practically, like, I have faced many issues.
So why do you think it is possible?
Because now I think that I have to like get more skills developed, because I have to have like some plannings to do for my new BAs, presentations and the other stuff. So I personally have to go and meet them. What I see is in my team, like active members are very less. So most of their work is done by me. So I'm trying to duplicate the others. Like like what I have understood is to make their mindset up to mine is like so far it's very difficult, because they give priority to their work, the personal work, and example for their kids' education, they have so many classes that it has to be taken. So the extra time is given for the business, but still they expect the business to run smoothly and fast.
Okay. So my question again is it possible? Is it possible to take care of old BAs and work with new BAs and get them activated?
I am working with my immediate upline.
No, that's fine. Is it possible?
I think it is.
Why? How do you think it is? Why?
Because I have to like do
Have
a
you seen
schedule
anybody
kind
do
of
it?
thing. Yes, in other teams.
You've seen people do it?
Yes.
Okay. How are they doing it?
Maybe they have developed their skills more than me.
Maybe. You don't know for sure.
I have to try it and see. So I have been doing certain things, but again it has been very difficult with the times that the
I agree. No, I totally
am
agree.
really like in a kind of a experimental stage that how to handle both, because there are times that we lose good people.
Yeah. I agree with you.
So I'm in a lot
100%
of
with you.
doubt.
Yes, I can see that. So, what I'm trying to help you with is how to overcome that doubt. And the more you talk about it, I can see that it is actually a strong belief in you, because you are able to really defend that position. You understand?
Yes.
So, if you are able to really defend that belief of yours, then that means that it is really deep. You really believe it, that is the way. Okay? So, if you want to overcome that, first of all, you have to make that belief weaker. If you really believe that, I cannot sing, or I cannot talk to 100 people, then just forcing you to do it is not really going to help. Okay, so before you actually do it, you have to start seeing a possibility in a solution. Oh, maybe this, by doing like this, maybe it can work. Okay, so before you start doing things, you have to see a possibility in something else, different from what you're believing in. So what I'm asking is, first of all, is it possible to do both?
It is possible up to a certain level. What I believe is, like, you can't have all the team members give the help, but
Yes,
still
okay.
up to a certain level.
Right. And is help from all the team members required to make it happen?
No.
Not required.
But like I feel when they ask for a help, now I have given my word that I will help you to come up. So I don't want in their mind to think that this particular time she was giving her time for the other person, that she did not give the time to me as she promised. So I don't want that sort to happen, but then I still face that problem with time.
Agree. So, the first question again is it possible to do both?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I have seen many people now. As an example, I see my clients who are very successful in the business. So there has to be a way of doing it. So I know that they have taken care of the whole team. So there is a way. I have to find it out.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
You believe that?
Yes.
So you believe there is a way.
There is a way.
Okay. There is a way to do both.
Yes.
So if there is a way to do both, then that is not a problem. If there is a way to do, you don't know the way yet, but if there is a way to do it, isn't a problem anymore.
No.
It's not a
Still,
problem.
I'm in that doubt when a new way comes.
Agreed, but the doubt is whether I can support old people and new people at the same time.
Yes.
Correct? That is the doubt.
Yes.
So my question to you is it possible?
It is.
You say it is possible because you have seen other people do it.
Yes.
So the belief that it is possible is not just a vague belief. It is based on other people actually doing it. Right? So if there is a way to do it, then your problem doesn't exist. Correct? If there is a way to, we don't know whether there is a way and how good the way is, we don't know yet. But if there is a way to do it, then that problem doesn't exist anymore. Correct? That's all. So now the question is to find out how to do it. But if we don't doubt that belief, if we don't question that belief, we are not looking for the other option. If you have to look for another option, you have to first question that belief. Like how I question, is there a way to do both? You think it is not possible, right? And maybe it is not possible. By taking the approach what you're taking right now, maybe it is not possible. So the question is it possible at all? Maybe this approach, maybe some other approach, but is this thing possible? Can I support old people and new people in whatever method? Is it possible? That is the first question. Then you say yes. If it is possible and if it is based on proof, then this issue doesn't exist. Do you understand? Okay? So if it doesn't exist, then now I have to look for how to do it. So any belief that we have which is not helping us move forward. So if it is not helping us move forward, moving forward means what? Finding solution is a way of moving forward also. Right? So finding solution is also moving forward. So sometimes the solution is there, but we are not looking for the solution because we believe it is not possible. Is it confusing to you or do you understand what I'm saying? For how many of you it is confusing? No, I'm giving you your example itself.
Now my doubt is that I think there is a way, but I don't know how to do it.
I agree. If you know there is a way, and if you don't know how to do it, what is the way of finding it out? We have to see. Correct? It is not going to come to us. Solutions never come to us. We have to seek. Right? Now what prevents us from seeking is our belief that it is not possible. If we think it is possible, then we will seek the solution. See, like for example, why did you join this business? Why did you join this business? Because you believe that there is a possible solution for your financial problems, right? You don't know how much it is going to work and all that stuff, but you saw there is a solution, right? The people who don't join, they don't believe that the solution will work. That is why they don't join. So the limiting belief prevents them from even seeking a solution, even looking for exploring the solution. Alright? So what your limiting beliefs do is they prevent you from looking for solutions. Most of your limiting beliefs are problems. Correct? How do I duplicate? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do all these things at the same time? All these are problems. Yes or no? Now problems have solutions. All problems have solutions. There is no problem in the world there is no solution for. All problems have solutions. Now the question is whether you want to accept that solutions or not. Okay, sometimes people don't want to accept that solution. Right? So, now let us say you are even willing to accept the solution, but you have to look for the solution. So if you have a problem, whatever your problem is, there is a solution. And you will only look for the solution if you believe that the solution is possible. But for most of us, the reason why this belief is a limiting belief is because it is preventing you from even looking for a solution. See, that is why it is a limiting belief. What is not a limiting belief, you have already overcome it. You might have had more limiting beliefs when you started the business. Yes or no? Yes. It is, no, I cannot convince anyone. It is, But what did you do? Over a period of time when you were able to do it, now that is not a limiting belief anymore. You have overcome it. So the limiting beliefs, what you have today, whatever you've written down, are limiting beliefs because you have not overcome it. And why you have not overcome it is because you have not found the solution for it. If you have found a solution, then you will implement the solution, then you will overcome it. So you have not found a solution. Is there a solution?
Yes.
Does a solution exist for your problems? All problems have solutions. Everything. Every problem has a solution. So if you have not found it yet, that's because you're not looking for it. And the reason why you're not looking for it is because you have this limiting belief tied around your waist, which is preventing you from moving forward. So if you want to let this limiting belief go, then you have to start questioning this belief. Opposite of belief is what? Doubt. So how will you change this belief? Because this belief is holding you back. You want to change this belief. How will you change the belief? By turning it into a doubt. And then proving that that is not true. Proving that that belief that you have is not true. If you can prove that your belief is not true, is that a belief anymore?
No.
Is that a belief anymore?
No.
No, after that it is no more a belief. So the only way for you to overcome your belief is to slowly first question it. First question it. Is there a solution? The one question you can ask is there a solution for this problem? So I feel that this is not possible. Whatever your limiting belief, you feel it is not possible. That's why it is a limiting belief for you. Is it possible that this can have a solution? Is it possible that I can duplicate other people? I can duplicate. Alright? So when you have a belief that I cannot duplicate everyone. Okay? Now the question is, do you need to duplicate to everyone for you to max out? You don't. You don't need to duplicate to everyone for you to max out. So if you don't need to duplicate to everyone, then why bother about it? So like I said, beliefs, we take 2-3 examples and then generalize it. That it is always like this, it is never possible. Like you tried singing 2 times, you could not, then you say, I can never sing in my life. You tried duplicating 2 people, didn't work out, you think I can never duplicate anyone. You tried activating 3 people or 4 people, didn't work out, you think, oh my God, I can never activate anyone. Usually that's how beliefs are formed. You 2-3 examples, 2-3-4 situations, and now you generalize it forever. Okay? So, some of your beliefs, the limiting beliefs, are based on 1 or 2 or 3 failures, and you have generalized it that I can never do it. And some of the beliefs that you have, for example, I cannot activate everyone. Do you need to activate everyone for you to become an activation machine? Do you need to activate everyone for you to max out? Yes or no? No. You don't. So you don't. So it is not needed. I don't need to activate everyone. I don't need to duplicate everyone for me to become successful. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
But many times we don't look at it that way. And because we don't look at it that way, we just make this problem hold us back. Because we think I cannot duplicate everyone because you believe that way, and you are also making the assumption that for you to succeed in this business, you have to activate or duplicate everyone. And that is a wrong assumption. And because of that assumption, you are not even trying it with anyone. It is similar to a new BA getting 3 rejections and then saying that nobody is going to sign up. If they get 3 rejections and then they form the belief that nobody is going to sign up. You trying to activate 3 people and they didn't give time or didn't happen, and then you forming a belief that it is impossible, is saying like that. So, first of all, understand that your beliefs are very, very strong component of your mindset. Your beliefs become a very important aspect of your mindset. Because they are not normal thoughts. They are thoughts that you believe to be true. Beliefs, you believe they are true. Are they true? Are they true? For you they are true, but they are not true. I mean, you say activation difficult, somebody else might say activation not that difficult. Out of 10 people, I can activate 2 people. It's easy. But some people believe that out of 10 people, only 3 people can be activated. It's miserable, so difficult. So, beliefs are very, very important part of our mindset. Alright? Very important part of our mindset. And when you look at your limiting beliefs, most of these limiting beliefs are assumptions generalized as, like forever, based on 2 or 3 or 4 examples or experiences. Alright? So then you have to question the assumptions. Do I need 20 presentations every time to activate someone? Right? So it's a question. When you ask these questions, now you feel that, oh, maybe I don't need 20. How is it possible that some people are, maybe there is a better way of identifying the prospects. Maybe there's a better way of identifying prospects that in the first 10, I can get the most suitable people. So when you start questioning your beliefs, you will slowly start finding solutions. And you got to believe that for every problem that you have, there is a solution. There is no problem without a solution. Alright? The only problem might be whether you are willing to accept that solution or not. Alright? So, give me another example of another limiting belief. What was another example? Yeah.
I believe my closing after the presentation, my closing is not enough to.
After the presentation, I believe my closing is not enough to give the presentation. I mean, to convince the person.
So you believe that your closing skill is not enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So
in past 3 months, I did the presentation, and there's some of my downlines who are good at closing. So I gave some closings to those ones, and I only did presentations. So my team building was very slow in the last few months.
all right. So that's fine. So do you think that you can improve your closing skill?
Yeah, I think I can improve my closing skills because I have seen some people in whole presentations. They are experts in closing skills, but my problem is I think I can't get that my closing skills to the such level, such a
Sure.
great level.
I understand. But do you think it is possible to keep improving?
Yeah, I think it's possible to do to improve my closing skills, but I don't know how to do how I get to that level.
I agree. I understand that. So this is one example. You heard another example. Once you start questioning, you will reach a stage where I believe there is a solution, but I don't know how. But you will not reach that level until you start questioning it. You understand? That forever. No, hold on to the mic. I'll come to you. The point I'm trying to make is all your problems have solutions. Whatever your problem is, you have solutions. But the issue is you have not reached the level in questioning this so that you are able to, there's a small screen, you're not breaking through that screen and go towards finding the solution. And the reason is you just strongly believe in your limiting belief. Right? So what is the limiting belief that he has? He is not good at closing. So that is the limiting belief. Now because of that limiting belief, he is not even trying to do closing. Correct? So how is that going to damage him and his team? The growth will be very slow. If you're not able to close yourself, you will never have that kind of confidence, right?
Actually, I failed in some closing after presentation, so that's why I stopped doing closings.
Yes, I understand. and because of that, you believe that you cannot close.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So we believe that we cannot do something based on 2 or 3 failures. Exactly. So that's how we form beliefs. Not just in this, but everywhere. We just fail 1 or 2 or 3 times and just we believe that I can never do this. Alright? So, the question is, do you think it is possible for you to improve?
Actually, some people say that your skills come from those skills I knew.
You're born with a skill.
Yeah. You're born with
Do you
some
believe
skills.
So then, I would assume that when you were born, you're already running.
Actually,
No, you learned how to run.
yes.
All the skills that you have today, you learned it. Yes or no?
Yes.
What is there any skill that you have today you were born with?
No.
So what makes you think closing is a skill you're born with?
No, actually, some people are experts in
I agree, yes.
and but I personally believe I can't get to such a level.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So what that means is it is a process.
Yeah.
So do you believe that these people who are good at closing today, when they started, maybe they were not that great?
Yeah, maybe.
Possible.
Yeah.
Right? So this is how we question the belief. Right? Is it? It's possible. That's how we put the doubt in that belief. Right? So, yeah, they are good closing, they are maxing out, they are good people on stage. But is it possible that when they started, they were maybe as bad as me?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe, yeah. So, the thing is, do you believe that closing is a skill?
Yeah.
It is a skill, right?
Yeah.
So the only way we learn any skill is by doing what?
Practicing it.
That's it. So the only way for you to get good at the skill is
Practicing.
if you don't practice,
My skill won't.
it will never improve. So if you prevent yourself from trying, which means you're preventing yourself from practicing it,
Yeah.
then you can never improve.
Sometimes I feel if I do the closing,
You will lose the prospect.
Yeah. Correct. 100%.
Right. So, what is the other way of practicing the skill? I agree, you don't want to lose the prospect, especially if it is your team prospect. You don't want to lose.
Yeah, I don't want to lose
I agree with
anyone.
you. So, what is the other way of practicing?
Maybe practicing with my own team members.
Okay, that's one way. What else? So what you can do is, you can also ask other people, how did you get good at closing? Right? If you observe some of your uplines are very good at closing, say, I admire the skill. I want to, really get good at closing. How did you get good at closing? Alright, so they will say something. Maybe you can, that is one way I can try. Then ask another person. Then you will get 2-3 different methods of practicing the skill. And you slowly start practicing the skill, you become naturally good at it. That's how any skill, you become good at any skill, only by practicing. Okay?
Yeah, understand.
So, what was your limiting belief? That you are never good at
Closing.
how do you say that the first time you said?
I believe I can't do the closing as much as perfect the my uplines do.
Okay. And so because of that, you don't even attempt closing, right?
Yeah, I've not even tried to.
So now what do you believe?
I believe to overcome that, I have some ways to try out.
Without spoiling the prospect.
Yeah, without.
Okay. So just try that.
Yeah, sure.
So every problem has a solution. We just have to look out, seek the solution. Alright?
We have to find out.
The beauty about our business is we are not doing this alone. Even though we are doing this for our benefit, we are not doing this alone.
Yeah.
So we got so many people who can help us. Right? So we have to look for solutions by asking these people. So whatever you have written down as your limiting belief, the first step is to question it. What is my assumption? What am I assuming here? Okay? So some, like in the past, you actually believed when some people said that this skill you should have inside of you, you can't, that you're born with this skill.
Yeah, I have heard that thing before I started the business. So that was in my mind when I'm doing those presentations and closings. That's why I tried some.
I agree. And that is what I'm saying, that a lot of these beliefs, what we have today, these limiting beliefs, we have been having similar limiting beliefs from our childhood.
Yeah.
Right? So, most of the limiting beliefs that you have, even though the limiting belief is related to the business, the way these beliefs are formed is because of your childhood, how your programming happened inside.
Yeah, yeah.
So when somebody say, when we were young, when somebody say, oh, you look ugly, or you're fat, what do? We just accept it. Right? We don't question it. Most people don't question it. They just accept it. When somebody says, oh, you can never become, you can never sing, you can never become a good player, you can never do this, you can never do that. We just accept it subconsciously. We don't even question it.
Yeah.
And then we keep running that in our head for 10 years, 20 years. And then we get into the business and we try something one time or two times and we fail and the old programming comes back. You try something two times, you can't do it, means you can never do it. Right?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay? So, most of our limiting beliefs are from our old programming. Even though the limiting beliefs are related to business, it is all old programming. And you have to start questioning those beliefs. Alright? Most of them are just assumptions. Like you take something and then generalize it and say, I can never do this. Or I can never activate everyone. I can never duplicate to everybody. I can never talk like this person on stage. I can never answer questions like that. So then the question you have to ask is, should I always be able to do this for me to become successful? Not needed. Right? Will I be, even if I get good at closing, will I be able to close everyone every time?
No.
No. Is it required?
No, it's
Not required. So, even when I get good at closing, it is possible that I might have maybe 50% of the people I might never close.
Yeah.
And that does not mean that I am bad at closing. That's just law of average. Right? Law of numbers. You can never make everybody do the same thing. Doesn't happen. Right? So, let's sit down. First, question your beliefs. Question the assumptions that you have. Then, once you question it, then you will start seeing that, okay, there is another way of doing it. There might be a, what is the word? There might be a solution. There might be a solution. Then you should start looking for the solution. Now sometimes when you look for the solution also, you might have this old belief coming in, oh, but that is too difficult. This is not possible. Maybe it is only possible for that person. maybe that's not possible for me. That's again, that old programming coming back of limiting beliefs. Do you know how much limiting beliefs we all might have? A lot. A lot of limiting beliefs. And that is why we are where we are today in life. Right? We are not highly successful in anything. Forget about this business. We are not successful in or highly successful in anything. And that is because of our limiting beliefs. Is it? Now, if you say that I am successful in everything, only in this business I am not yet successful. Is that the situation? No, we're not successful in anything. Job, any other business, anything else. It's just average. You know what percentage of people are average in the world? What percentage? Almost 90%. Almost 90% of the people in the world are just average. So the people around us are the people whom we are growing up with, people who program us, all are average or below average. Now, the result you want is what? You want to become the 1%. Right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So we have to remove the average programming. What's in our head? Okay, let's take one more example and then we'll move on to the next part. Give me another example of a limiting belief.
I'm thinking that I'm disturbing to the my behavior.
Upline or downline? Upline or upline?
Downline.
You're downline, you're disturbing them. By doing what?
To get influencing him to get the commitment to come to the invitation, all those things.
Okay. Why do you think that? What makes you think that way?
I thought that he is too busy. I'm disturbing to him.
Yeah, but why? Why do you think that way? Did somebody tell you that?
No.
So no downline told you you're disturbing them.
He's telling that he has that much of work. I'm too busy. I have that thing, those things. I have to go there. Those things.
Okay? Yeah, so they are busy and you feel that if you call them for trainings or meeting one or this workshop, that workshop, you are disturbing them.
Yeah.
Right. But why? Why do you think that way?
Normally, that thoughts are coming to my mind.
I understand. So what is, let us say, when you say you are disturbing somebody, what does it mean? You are making them do something which they don't want to do. That is disturbing, right?
Yeah.
Disturbing would be you are doing something and then you call them and make them do something which they don't want to do. That is disturbing. Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. But if I want to do that, is that disturbing anymore?
No.
It is not disturbing.
No.
Okay. So how would you make somebody want to do what you are asking them to do? Do you understand my question?
No, sir.
No, okay. So, if you call somebody and ask them to do something else, but if they really want to do that something, is that disturbing anymore?
No, sir.
How do you know?
Because they have the benefits.
They have the benefits. and they want to do it. So the only reason why somebody would feel that it is disturbing is when they don't see any benefit in it and they don't like doing it. Correct?
Yes.
So, what is the solution?
I have to explain them what is the importance of the business. Yes.
What benefit?
You can explain, that's fine. But they have to see it. They have to see that this is beneficial for them. Correct?
Yeah.
You can explain, but if they don't see it, it doesn't help. Is it true?
Yeah.
Is that the solution?
Yes.
Is there any other solution? But that is the best solution.
Yeah.
Right? Is that possible to do?
Yes, possible.
How?
I have to convince the
Right.
benefits of the business.
So is that possible to convince somebody the benefits of the business?
Yes.
How do you know?
Now I have the belief to business is benefit.
Yeah, but how do you know whether it can be convinced? Have you seen other people do it? Have you seen somebody convince people the benefit of the business and they get very committed in the business? Have you seen that happening?
Yes.
Okay. So if you've seen that happening, then you know it is possible.
Yes.
It is not just a wishful thinking. Right? If you have seen people maxing out, you know it is possible. Right? It is not the same as you think it is possible. It is possible. Even though it is possible for somebody else, it is something that is possible. If it is possible for somebody else, maybe it is also possible for me. Maybe. Right? But that's how we start the process of changing the belief. Right? Maybe it is possible. So the limiting belief is saying that it is not possible, it is never possible. Right? It is always disturbing. If I call somebody, it is disturbing for them. So that is like an absolute belief. Right? So then, how do we change it? So we have to question it. What is disturbing? Okay, I feel I'm disturbing them. So what does it mean by when I say I'm disturbing? So I'm making them do something which they don't want to do, or there is no benefit for them. Then it is disturbing. So if there is benefit for them and they want to do it, it is not disturbing. Then I'm doing them a favor. Yes or no?
Yes.
If it is beneficial and you like doing it, then I'm doing you a favor by bringing you into the training. So now, how would I help you to see that this is beneficial for you? So now you're thinking about the solution. Okay?